Minari is not about David. Lee Isaac Chung himself has stated that he tried his best not to project his younger self onto this character. And it's not about Anne, not about Monica, Sunja, and dare I say even about Jacob. In fact, it's not really about characters. If it was, the film would feel completely different. We're able to empathize with the film and the film with us because Minari is about home. Home that we all once had but have lost. The film's ultimate goal is to help the audience recall the indescribable nostalgia of home. Its main argument is that the concept of home can only be clarified through having a clear understanding of the self as a part of that collective identity. The film therefore dedicates most of its runtime exploring different conflicts, from religious beliefs, generation gaps, all the way to the contrasting residential environments, to eventually bring the characters to the realization that they're best defined as an individual when together as a family. So despite the rather foreseeable narrative, the film still feels grand and consequential every step of the way. But before anything, let's talk about the core of these conflicts, their very identity as Korean American immigrants.
Let's give them a big Arkansas welcome.
What intrigued me the most was how much the characters of this film were Korean, but at the same time, not. For those of you who don't speak Korean, this subtle cultural duality is probably too hard to catch, but think back to how the characters speak in Minari. They often mix English and Korean in a single sentence when speaking to each other. Now, this is pretty normal as usually such families would have kids speaking better English and parents speaking better Korean. But what makes this realistic dynamic relevant is in its ability to then devise a coexisting, or should I say non-existent, cultural self-identity the characters have embraced or must embrace in the future. You could probably tell that Monica doesn't speak much English and David doesn't speak much Korean. But I suspect that many of you didn't catch Jacob, despite sounding slightly foreign in his English accent, and that was definitely intended, doesn't speak fluent Korean. Many of his Korean outbursts actually sound very American. To be fair, this is partially because Steven Yeun can't speak fluent Korean in real life, which was also addressed in my video for Burning. But intended or not, this adds an interesting flavor to the vagueness of the film. Same goes for Anne. Her Korean isn't on par, at least with what is being suggested on screen. Again, the real-life limitation of the actress has likely played a big role. But the point is, this makes the characters' identities quite indeterminable for the audience and heightens the doubtful nature of the film. Take this scene with Monica and Jacob arguing.
당신 지금 미쳤어?
누가 누구더러 미쳤대?
From the start, their relationship is depicted as being unstable, lacking attentiveness and support. Jacob will often ignore and run from confrontations, and Monica will often refrain from expressing her true feelings. When Jacob explains that this is the new start they've been talking about, the very upset Monica utters,
이게 당신이 말한 시작이면 우린 별 가망 없어.
In English, the implication is that she's at least partially hinting at the idea of their marriage coming to an end if things persist this way. Well, in Korean, she's really just saying there's not much chance of succeeding. And yes, that can also be taken as referring to their marriage, but it's certainly more discreet and better represents her generally suppressed character. And with this, we perceive Lee Isaac Chung's devotion in prioritizing ambivalence in Minari. I say this with confidence because, accents aside, their actions also support this claim. Jacob's very American way of interacting with the neighbors and others coincides with his conservative and typical Korean parenting style. Monica's obsession to the Korean culture and community is countered with her openness to different conventions and ideas, and David and Sunja's whimsical and warm-hearted interaction is an in-your-face collision and eventually a mixture of the stereotypical representation of the two opposing cultures. And these polarities do more than simply stating what the characters are going through. Until Sunja enters the scene to clear the air, it lets the audience share their confusion and uncertainties. And through this immersive experience, we are reminded that coming to a conclusive solution is only possible when we first acknowledge the problem. And the problem is that we too are confused, having lost our homes somewhere along the way. The conflicts that drive the story are then merely the result of the characters' long neglected problems. On the surface, it looks like everyone is doing the best they can. David struggles with his heart condition, Anne stays in the middle protecting her brother, Monica never puts herself first and constantly makes sacrifices, and Jacob battles to grow his garden to be a responsible father and a husband. Yet the situation only gets tougher by the day, and with Sunja's appearance, it becomes evident that they weren't struggling to overcome the obstacles, but to push them away.
것보다 더 나은 거야. 숨어 있는 거가 더 위험하고 무서운 거란다.
Indeed, things that are hidden are more dangerous, and the couple's tumbling relationship and fading hopes best exemplify this statement.
I'm still paying for water.
Like how Jacob's stubborn and over-the-top gardening methods caused the family to lose water and him to lose his vegetables, their passive-aggressive attitude was just eating away their insides, and their love was unknowingly and quickly decaying.
뭘 위해서? 우리가 함께 있는 게 더 중요한 거 아니야?
In a way, Sunja is the outsider we all need. It's through her that we see the real problems and a glimpse of the Korean Chung, a sentimental bond of friendship that Koreans share and view as unique to them, which she shares with her grandson David.
너는 스트롱보이야. 할머니가 본 사람 중에서 제일 스트롱보이야.
While the rest of the family notice the unbridgeable gap they've created amongst themselves and panic, Sunja plants the Minari seeds she brought from Korea, taking time to explore and consider all possibilities. Their contrasting approach to nursing and growing their gardens is the pinnacle of Lee Isaac Chung's image of the opposites and a point of a dramatic shift in the film's narrative. When Sunja, the only person to barely hold his family from falling apart, unfortunately falls apart herself with an ill-timed stroke and is immobilized, we expect the worst outcome for the rest of the family. But ironically, what follows are a series of events that culminate to prevent a tragedy that we were unaware of but has been lurking from the beginning. With Sunja's fall, the family members finally unite and place their pointless endeavors aside. David, who was afraid of running because of his heart condition, runs. And this act of courage in the face of adversity ends up helping with his recovery. Monica, who always kept her emotions hidden and let things pass, opens up to Jacob, and it prompts him to, at last, listen. Jacob, who prioritized his dreams and goals more than anything else, lets go of his obsessions and turns to his wife, reuniting the family and saving their marriage. Sometimes tragedy is what stops tragedies from happening. The effort we put in to protect those we cherish, things we value, and memories we long may be the very act preventing us from achieving that goal.
Wonderful Minari, Minari.
What we must do instead is to reflect and plant our Minari seeds. My mother used to tell me that Minari is the plant of Korea. Not only is it good for you, but it can be used for pretty much every Korean recipe out there. It's versatile, delicious, nutritional, and is capable of growing in harsh environments due to its resilience and adaptability. So I grew up loving this plant. I still do. Its existence taught me what perseverance and strength truly means. It's ordinary and insignificant, but not forgettable. That's what Jacob's family learns and what this film is. Like the plant, Minari brings back the memory of what used to be home. Minari is home. Hey everyone, thanks for watching my video. Minari was a beautiful, beautiful film. As a Korean myself, this film really felt special and I wanted to share these cultural details many of you might have missed. So I do hope you enjoyed it, although it was slightly different from my usual style. For one, I very much enjoyed working on this. It definitely made me go through my old high school photos. Anyways, thank you as always, especially every one of you who has been very supportive of my work. You are the #1 reason I can keep doing this. So stay safe, stay creative, and that's it for me.